Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. We live right after the show, Saturday afternoon, whatever time you're listening right now. But we are here with the post-show review of the Royal Rumble, Saudi Arabia. And I'm sure either someone's gonna make a joke or not about blood money, or if they weren't to do the copyright issues, I'll be playing some Busta Rhymes right now because we getting A-Rab money over here, folks. So we gotta go right into this thing. So, hell, it took 10 days to build this stage, by the way. Maybe 15. They built this stage very fast. I know some other people are gonna say, I've already seen online, people think it was like slavery. I don't believe that, but I do not believe that at all. But they built this stage very quickly. And it was a very nice stage, especially for SmackDown in today at the Royal Rumble. But before I continue on talking about that, let my co host introduce himself for today's review of the Royal Rumble.
Yo, 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 this straight face 40, back at it again. Oh man, Royal Rumble. Let's get into it. Oh, beautiful stage though, beautiful stage. Yeah,
WrestleMania level.
Everybody who I was watching it with, who said, we was texting each other and stuff. We were saying how it's a beautiful stage. So it really was.
With the city obviously behind it of Saudi Arabia. And like I said, they built this thing very fast. Very fast. In like 10 to 15 days, if I'm not mistaken. So they definitely built it. But I will say this before we actually begin the first Royal Rumble match of the night. Obviously, to me, I think this was the weakest build going in the Rumble. I think it was very ice cold. At this point, everybody just declares themselves in the Royal Rumble. Nobody has to really qualify or compete anymore. All you got to say is you in the Royal Rumble and you're in. I can't say that about Finn Balor because apparently he was already full. But at least 2, 3 days later, Brock Lesnar can get on McAfee's show and say he's in the Rumble, and boom, he's in the Rumble. So what about Finn? There you go. But like I said, there was no. I feel like there was not a lot of build. I feel like nobody didn't start declaring themselves like a week or two before the show. So just going into it in this card, it's not. There was literally no build. This is probably one of the weakest Royal Rumble builds I've ever seen. Usually, you would see people either qualifying or saying or coming out cutting promos saying how they're going to win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania. None of that was there this year. It was not. It was to the point where I was like, damn, shouldn't we be building the Royal Rumble right now? Not like a week or two before it?
Yeah, yeah, I thought that too, man. But remember, I don't know, which pay per view it that happened to. It was a big pay per view. What pay per view that was around Evolution? What was the big pay per view around Evolution? I was trying to remember, Bryce. I know you can help me out on that.
We're talking about
Uh,
the one that just happened, right?
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
there was three shows going at that point. It was Evolution, it was Saturday night's main event, and it was like that NXT Great American Bash. Obviously, this was all on the same day as all in with
That was
AEW
I
Saturday.
Saturday night main event. All right, that was the show that I was talking about. That they were trying to call themselves. It was a weak build to that too. Remember, Goldberg match was really, everybody really wasn't. They were paying attention, but it was a weak build to it. It really wasn't a great build because they called themselves trying to build that and trying to build evolution at the same time. But that was a weak build. Like they need to learn that they can't do that. They can't have two. They can't just try to build up two events. Like you had Saturday night main event and the Royal Rumble all within the same month, and you was trying
A
to
week
build
of each other.
right. And you come on now, man, for real. And so it's like they gotta figure this out. Like you either one or the other. You got, I don't know how much I can stress that. You gotta pick one or the other to build up. There was both shows were garbage build.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot of build. Honestly, I feel like they kind of put more in the Saturday night's main event. Well, I can't even say that. I know some matches were last minute anyways, other than like two of them. But then again, it was a four-match show. Then again, it's a four-match show here, which I understand a little bit more because, like I said, it's the Royal Rumble. You know, both Rumble matches about to be hour for each of them, so I can kind of say that. I'm not gonna come out here like Bruce Pritchard and try to think the whole four-match thing is a great idea because obviously he's been getting buried for that. But
Phew, man, Bruce been getting buried for a lot of stuff, bro. It's
Well,
just Bruce haven't been looking. This is not the month of for Bruce. January it's been a bad month for Bruce.
yeah, I already know about the Unreal stuff I've heard of and multiple other things, and I'm not even gonna go into that show, and I don't even watch that show. But from the stuff I've seen of it, yeah, nobody else really look good coming out of it. It's just kind of
Nobody, nobody look good,
ridiculous.
bro.
I don't
Nobody
think
look good, bro.
for many reasons it doesn't look good. Whether you think this show is a work or not, like I don't think. I just don't think. I'm not gonna go on that
It's
because there's
pretty
so many
bad.
things. There's so many
It's
things I could say. Go ahead.
My bad, my bad. But yeah, nah, it's pretty bad that if it is to work, man, man, that's bad that you could work yourself to look that bad. You know, that's hard. That's a good job if you can make yourself look that bad.
A scripted reality show talking about a scripted show.
Yeah, yeah, you should, man. I'm telling you, man. They look. I swear. Like you said, I don't watch the show either. You know what I'm saying? And what I do is I just listen to, you know, like I listen to multiple other people, and about the show, and everybody got to, and everybody who won't even agree with each other, about most of the wrestling, they will agree that Unreal is bad.
Yeah, it looks like I've seen, I know like maybe one or two people that really like it, but a lot of it, I've mostly seen negative reaction for the past week or two now about this show. And I just like, that's why I didn't really care to watch it. Or maybe some people I know opted out of the show or what I've heard now, like punking them. But like, I'm not gonna go into the whole truth thing or, what else they talk about, Chelsea Green or anything what it has to do with the booking with Triple H, Road Dogg, Michael Hayes, and Pritchard, because I'm like this shit is just it's just funny and insane to a point. Or I'll say this too before we could get ready to go into the review. I actually almost thought this show was just to make Triple H look good because, like, we talk about his booking, and yeah, I know it's a team of people and everything. I think I said this to somebody before because it's like, we're gonna blame Vince for everything, or like how we blame Tony Khan for everything, or whoever's booking the show. At the end of the day, Triple H is the final decision maker of everything. Yes,
Yeah.
we can criticize the team too, but he greenlit this.
Man, the way everybody be talking, man, it seems like the other people don't even have a right to say anything. If they even say anything, people looking at them crazy. So I don't know, man. I think it's all Triple H. Yeah, they can say it's a team of people, but I just think it's him because they can try to pitch ideas and but at the end of the day, like you said, the final decision making is Triple H, and ain't no point of us trying to point fingers. The only finger to point at is to Triple H.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, it's him, and the true stuff is just man, that just did not go out well. So no, a lot of the booking decisions, because I feel like my reason I didn't want to watch the show because I just kind of felt like, why do I need to watch this show knowing I know this stuff was bad from what I saw at the time
Right,
was months ago. And like this was like a few months ago too. So it's like, do I need to
right,
watch stuff that was just literally bad like a few months ago?
right. I was just there. It was like I was just literally there, like for real. It was just a few months ago, like you said, like bro,
You're gonna
like
tell me why it was bad.
right. Look, let me explain to you why you just thought they were bad. No, you don't need to explain to me nothing. And I can go change my mind.
It's not. What is the like I said, what is like, oh, wait till they get to Cena. I'm sure that's gonna be a doozy. Would it
Yeah,
be
that's the
Bert?
next season I heard. Yeah, that's the next season. That's the
Oh,
next season. Everything after SummerSlam is the next season.
oh boy. But
So
yeah,
you talk about the last half of Cena run.
yeah, because from what I saw here, other than the stuff I've seen already with like the Bird Girl stuff, or don't know what to do with the women's US title, or Chelsea Green, or Pat and Gunther. Hey, let's have Pat beat Gunther. Nobody will see it coming.
Yeah, man, somebody and I heard that the other dude, it was some dude that random writer dude. came out of nowhere like, man, nah, that's that would be a bad idea. Everybody was looking at him like crazy, like, oh my God, did he send up to Bruce Prichard? you know,
in a
and no,
bit.
it's like no, for real. Hey, look, seriously, that would be a bad idea. Whoever Bruce, well, why would you even think that, bro? You've been in the business for over 40 years, bro, and then you gonna think of that? Somebody who haven't been in the business as long as you has to stand up and say, "Hey, Bruce, that's a bad idea to have Gunther lose to an announcer." Are you serious, Bruce?
Yeah, like between that and like what how Abyss was, I heard on the show. I heard what happened in the last like season of Bruce Pritchard berating him, and Regal's got to come and say, "Hey man, you're doing a good job," and Triple H talking to LA Knight or just. It was crazy. The thing is, like, we knew about some of this stuff already. Like, listen, we've already heard enough stories about Road Dogg not being good with creative on SmackDown. We already know enough stories with Bruce Pritchard, okay? So none of this really shocks me or like Michael Hayes or any of these people. So none of this really shocks me because like we kind of already knew.
Yeah, yeah. Of course,
So
we already. Here's the thing. I just feel like I just feel like they didn't need this show to confirm everything we were thinking. They didn't need this show, man. The show is redundant. It's stupid. I feel like it's just like I don't even care about the part where oh man, the old heads, you know what I'm saying, they over here mad about the part where the pillar the curtain back. No, what I'm mad about is you are insulting us. We saw how bad the product was. Now you gonna give us behind the scenes, the reason why it was bad? That's a slap in the face to me, man. That's how I feel.
but yes, like we talked about Taker, like what he said, his comments about the other day about the whole pulling the curtain back, and I think we talked about it. Like, yeah, I get what Taker's saying, but it's like, well,
He
you
worked
guys
for that company,
that has this Unreal show, so
right?
go criticize Triple H then.
I think
So
that's what everybody doing. I think the only person who said, "Hey, man, can't nobody do anything to me." Roman Reigns. The Roman Reigns is the only person who said, "Hey, nobody can do anything to me. I'm about to say whatever I want to say." Hey, this is what I feel. Everybody else be try to go around the beat around the bush and stuff like, nah, don't beat around the bush. Let him know that he ain't doing a good job, man.
no, that's true. A lot of that stuff is just true what you just said. Like, no, yeah, don't beat around the bush. Like, yeah, blame who you gotta blame. But like I said, I think what gets me, I'll say it's one more thing about the show. I think a lot of people may not like it, maybe because like it's just WWE telling you this stuff because it's that. I mean, that's the crazy thing. I know people try to compare it's like shoot interviews that's been in wrestling before. Like, I feel like the difference with those was like when it came to shoot interviews with wrestlers, a lot of those guys are already out of the company, and maybe it was like years later on. This is like the company telling you this. Some say this is to go at the, IWC or like Meltzer, Dirt Sheet writers. See, we did this, so they got this wrong. So you can't speculate this because we're telling you what happened.
Well, I don't know I don't know why they would want us to know how bad I mean how bad they are doing. It's like they let us behind the scene like, hey, you see how bad we fucking up back here? That's like that's how they do it. Like, you see how bad we messing up back here? You see this? It's like, why we want to see how badly you mess it up? That's not a good thing.
And like I said, like I've either had people tell me these things about the show because I know some people at least will watch it and stuff. And obviously, I've already seen a few reviews from people of the show, like Cornette and them, which so that's just like hilarious. Like I feel like I don't need to really notice stuff. And don't get me wrong, I feel like this has been done in the past.
Yeah, of course.
Obviously, if you look at stuff like we're wrestling with shadows with Bret Hart, or yeah, we can go all the way back. What was that movie called years ago? Behind the Mat or
Yeah,
something? Yeah,
yeah.
Beyond the Mat. Like we can go back to that. It's just like this is a series though, and it's like I said, we're just telling you stuff that happened literally like 3 to 4 months ago. So
Yeah,
like to me, I just didn't waste my time talking waste my time looking at this show. Like I said, I saw the clips, I knew what I needed to see in a way, and just I've already seen how everybody just reacted to it, which I just felt like a lot of this just came off really dumb. So I just said like, why is this show? But hey, apparently it's one of the highest things on Netflix, so I don't know.
yeah, right.
It's
What
beating
do
Monday
we?
Night Raw. It's beating Monday Night
What
Raw.
right? What do we know? I
Yeah,
can't.
but let's get to the Royal Rumble. But at least we got a little bit quick thoughts of the Unreal thing. But let's get to the first official match of today, tonight, whatever time zone this is. Okay, so we're gonna start off with the Women's Royal Rumble or the Power Ranger Royal Rumble, for obvious reasons, with the suits and stuff. So the first entrance we had out there was Charlotte and Alexa Bliss, number one and number two. And which got me obviously like both of them. Like they're gonna his thing like you guys are already a tag team. You guys don't really need to try to eliminate each other in a way
You
because
know
like you
that
guys can
whole
just work together.
my bad. You know that whole that wrestling trope. Oh my gosh, the tag team partners going against each other in the Royal Rumble. What they going to do? You know that whole question. Are they going to go against each other at the Royal Rumble? Duh, because it's every man for themselves. Stupid.
Yeah, it's like right here. It's every woman for themselves. So everybody wants to try to win the Rumble. And Charlotte being number one, last year's winner, which I like you just said, it's the tag team starting off the Rumble and stuff. So, can already imagine how this is gonna go. I feel like we'll get more into this. Like, I gotta ask this question. Did you like a lot of their gear?
Oh
Obviously,
nah, I did it. Me and you were texting earlier. I was like, most of their gear looked ugly. It was like, oh, I don't know. It has to be the color scheme or like like Charlotte. I didn't like Charlotte's at all. That was just, oh man, that was bad.
it was like a
The only
green and
ones I
black.
really liked it. The only one I really liked it was Shigo from Roxanne Perez. That was a good one. That was a very good. I don't know if I saw that before though. I don't know. I got a feeling that I saw it before. That somebody did that before. I just can't put my finger to somebody who dressed up like Shigo before. It's just I don't know, but it's in my head that I think I saw that before. But yeah, a lot of they clothes was. I mean, a lot of the outfits was very bad.
Yeah, only like maybe a few I like, but no, a lot of this gear, and I know some of them customized it obviously themselves, so they tried, but a lot of it still doesn't look good. And like I said, we already talked about us going into the Royal Rumble. We already know everybody's about to look like a Power Ranger out there. Okay, that's basically what it was, and we know why. Hell, even people that were, because like what, even on SmackDown, I think Stephanie Vicaire, like she ain't even in the Royal Rumble match, but she was there and she had a suit on. But she
And,
looked
and
good though. Say again.
man, yeah, oh my goodness, everybody went crazy yesterday. Man, Facebook, I was on Facebook, those niggas was just posting that like crazy. Like, man, she won the best outfit. I
She
was
still look
like,
good in it.
yes, she did. Yes, she did.
Some of this gear, some of these women had on do make their ass look big though.
Yeah, of course, of course.
So yeah, nothing wrong with that there. Nothing wrong with that. But number three though, we got Kiana James. She was number three. Number four, Nia Jax. Obviously, she's gonna go attack everybody in this match. Number five was Ivy Now, came in with like some German suplexes. Number six, Lola Vice from NXT. One thing we can say to this too before going further in this match. Obviously we talked a little bit about the crowd and stuff, but you notice how empty this crowd was at the beginning of this whole thing. And I noticed that with SmackDown the day before. I know they said that they were getting there later, the people, which I don't know what time the show started over there, but wouldn't you want to start
uh,
the show when it's time to,
right. You want to
get
know what
everybody
time?
in the building?
You want to know what time this started there today? It started at 10 o'clock at night there.
Really?
So, yes, yes. It started, and they said, because I had looked it up earlier, because I was just curious, like what time it is over there in Riyadh. And I think when I asked that question, we was at no, we was at AJ versus Gunther match, and they said it was already going on 12 there in that AJ versus Gunther match.
Really?
Yeah, bro. So it was already almost 12 in the middle of their match. Yeah. So man, just imagine what time they just left the building, bro. Like we talk about 3 in the morning, probably 2 in the morning. What the hell?
Wow, I
Like
didn't know it was
why?
that. I didn't know it was that late over there.
Yeah,
I
bro.
I really didn't know that. I'm like, it was really
Yeah.
that late over there, cause like it's just like the Intuit Dome. Obviously, I think it's the same company that helped build this arena. But like when they were like Money in the Bank, you notice all those lights on the seats. I was like, there's a lot of lights, but I don't see no people in them seats.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was like 10 o'clock at night when it just started with the Royal Rumble, with the women Royal Rumble.
Yeah, because it's like, yeah, there was not a lot of people there. I'm like, where are the people? Like, so I noticed it was SmackDown, but I was like, what time is it over there? Because they said, oh, the people gonna get there later. Because, like I said, they built this place. As obviously, you can see the city behind it, and I think it's apparently my friend told me it was by a highway or something. You know, Cole tried to say something like, what was it? Like, all the people are coming later, which they came later, especially mostly towards the end of this whole thing. But once the main event happened, I felt like because it was like throughout this whole show, I was looking like, yeah, man, it took a while to get them seats filled up, and I mean a long while to get it. But hey, WWE's already getting paid like a crazy amount of money for this, so I just noticed those seats was empty. But moving on though. Lola Vice obviously was in the ring. Like I said, I know she was basically kicking a lot of people. One thing I heard one Barrett said, she can shake it like a Polaroid picture.
And,
Once
yeah,
she does her emote hip attack.
yeah, I see why. Yeah, I see what he mean when he do that. It does shake every time.
Like it does. Like gotta give Priest credit. But no, like I said, she was in there mostly just kicking a lot of people and then like trying to kick Jax. Seven was Candice LeRae. She did smile at Nia Jax because they were a team before. Because she even took out like Ivy Nile and then they hugged right after. Number eight was Jordan Grace. I swear to God, her music sounds horrible. It's not over.
Bad.
It's not
It
over till I win.
it's bad. It's
Death Rebel.
bad, bro.
Death Rebel's just bad. It really is. But yeah, Jordan Grace was out there, and then this one we actually got eliminations then because Jordan Grace ended up shoving Lola Vice and Candice LeRae over the top rope, and then even taking down Ivy Nile, throwing her over the top rope. Then so they were gone after that. Jackson Bliss were on the apron. Charlotte ended up big booting both of them outside of the ring, which Bliss looked surprised. So Charlotte got two eliminations from there. Yeah, I didn't really expect. Well, shit, I didn't even expect Jax to be this early. I thought they probably would have kept her to be like a monster, but we'll get to the monster later on within this match. But she was gone. Number nine was the Women's Intercontinental Champion Becky Lynch. Becky and Charlotte obviously fought each other because four horsewomen. Number 10, NXT. Sol Ruka was in the match. How can I even name everything she does? But I know she did like a dead crazy springboard out there, which was insane. Um, a lot of super kicks, so gonna be a lot to say about Sol Ruka in this match. Number 11, Roxanne Perez. She go herself within this match. Basically, who she like go after Sol Ruka. Like I said, she gets her flurry of moves. Like I said, everybody's getting their flurry of moves in every time they enter the ring. So obviously they're gonna get their shit in. Number 12 was Maxine Dupree. Obviously, she went after Becky, especially after the match they had over a week or two ago on Monday. So obviously that's still a feud. Number 13, Natty, Nat Natalia. Natty, who's been doing this new gimmick we've seen kind of on the indies here and there, whether it be, I think, on NWA and like a few other shows. You've seen some of it, right? Like,
Yeah, I seen some of it. I seen some of it. Don't get me wrong. We already know that Natty, whatever you want to call her, was a good wrestler. I mean, she's excellent. She's a damn heart for God's sakes here. But we already knew that she could go. It was just I don't know. It
she's
was
just never
always
been
her
over
character.
like that. She's never been
Her
over like that.
character, yeah, her character always was boring. Like, yeah, you a good wrestler, and we do respect that, but your character was always just a little boring to me.
Yeah, it was never all that. So I hope this new look like a shoot MMA thing she's trying to do works. Because I swear I haven't seen her on TV in so long. I kind of forgot she was around. So I hopefully this will work for her. She did end up taking out Maxine Dupree. Well, I think no, Becky ended up throwing out Maxine out doing the manhandle slam, and then like putting her arm around Natty then, and then Natty just threw Becky out of the ring, and Becky looks like, what was that? Why did you do that? Like threw her out there, and so she was gone. Number 14, Liv Morgan in the match. One thing I'll say this, and I don't know if you heard this, because I didn't know how much this was an important topic to bring up. Did you hear about what? She made some fan apologize or something?
Well,
The video?
apologize for what?
Because I heard about this and I didn't think much of it, but then I keep seeing going around the internet because I think it was on Saturday night's main event. There was some dude in the crowd, this video of it. He told Roxanne I guess, to stop flopping. Obviously, it's, fans heckling the heels, and Roxanne
Yeah,
responded, shut the fuck up. And then apparently on Monday, it's like the same guy was in the crowd, and I guess Liv saw it and they sought him out and they made him apologize. And then this dude went and made a 9-minute video on Twitter apologizing. I'm like, we making fans apologize for heckling heels, and I don't know how much was said from the video that was saw on there, but I was like, I thought it was like something really offensive or sexual and stuff. But then again, there's a reason why a lot of people, because now there's a lot of people debate who's even softer now, the fans or the wrestlers, because they said this was the 90s, 80s, or 70s, or just heels should have just kind of like what Roxanne did, just say shut the fuck up and keep it moving. It's like, dude, we like scoping folks out 3 days later now to make them apologize.
that's crazy. I ain't hear about that though, but that's some wild stuff to do to make a fan apologize for not even saying he wasn't even doing nothing bad. He ain't say nothing bad. He just said stop flopping. Like stop flopping. That's what we doing. Like oh man, that's crazy though. But yeah, I ain't hear about that, man. This is my first time hearing about it.
Yeah, I heard about that. I didn't know if you knew about it because like I didn't pay attention, but then I kept seeing it go around more and more. And I see a lot of people now looking like who really looks softer here, the wrestlers or the fans now.
Both, both. They
Because
both
like,
gotta take that because I would have never. Real talk. You would have brought. They would have brought their happy self over there, and they would have been expecting an apology. I just would have been looking at them like, "What is you doing? Y'all better continue doing what y'all gotta do. You ain't about to get one out of me." Like, no, no, man. I'm sorry. I would never made a 9 minute video about it.
yeah,
And
that's
then
the thing. They say he made a whole 9-minute video on Twitter, like explaining and apologizing and stuff. I'm like, dude, like this shit looks stupid. Like this looks dumb. It's all could be. I don't think this is a work because who would go to great lengths to do all this? I'm like, wait, because and listen, I'm just going by what I saw in the video, but I thought it was like something really super offensive, something like that, and stuff. That's what I thought, but I'm like, no, this I'm like, y'all gonna scope him out 2 days later, and then I get like I say, apparently apologize. And like I said, the video's online too, because you see Liv Morgan walking up to do, and she literally told him apologize, and brought Roxanne over there for the apology to happen.
yeah, yeah, I would have never apologized. They could have just walked over there all they want. I just would have never did. Yeah, Roxanne and Liv, this y'all gonna have to take that L. Y'all gonna have to take that L,
I think
man.
Raquel, like, I think just saw him, like I said, this was last Monday on Raw. So, yeah, just something to point out there. Like, I just saw that. This is kind of crazy. But moving on, number 15, Lash Legend. Lash Legend, obviously, basically a powerhouse in there. Double choke slamming, like, both Bliss and Perez out there, taking them out, big booting people, pointing at the sign and stuff. 16, no, because who eliminated? Yeah, Lash Legend eliminated Jordan Grace, which you had said something like, you see how they like they don't look Jordan Grace that high. 'Cause I think she was eliminated at this point.
Now it was such a like a with ease. It was like I just didn't see how they made her look good in this situation. Like it's so much it was so much more of the Royal Rumble after that. You am I right? You would agree. Like even after when Grace got eliminated, it was so much more in the Royal Rumble that needed to be done, and she wasn't a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Like I. I don't know what that was about. Even when we about to, I don't want to spoil it every day, but you know when you about to go, when you about to go on, we got names that were still in the Royal Rumble. You would think like she could have knocked them out. Well, she could have knocked them out. Like I don't know if they really. I don't know, man, because what they waited on. They could have built her up in this Royal Rumble. She could have been the powerhouse because you saw. I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to spoil everything, but you saw how they were reacting to Last Legend.
Oh yeah, they were saying talk very high on her, very
Yeah,
high on Lash Legend.
right. So yeah, you go ahead, continue. My bad.
Nah, because I would have thought Jordan Grace would have lasted longer, or they would have made her look stronger. Because especially since she's going after Jade right now, for the title, I thought they would have. Honestly, I probably she probably would have made it towards the end of this whole thing, but no, that didn't happen. So I can understand your point there. Number 16, no reaction at all. Zelina Vega, who came out there, which she came out there no reaction. Then when she did like a move in the ring and tried to hype the crowd out, crickets.
She is like you. She not over, and I don't know what they keep on just throwing it in our face. Like it's so it getting ridiculous now. It really is, right? So it's like they just don't get it. They don't get it. Just keep her as a manager. I know she want to probably wrestle, but she gonna have to be the person who put the other person over all the time because nobody believes in her. Nobody really, you know. You know what I'm saying? They don't really mess with her like that.
Yeah, cause it was like crickets. I was like, "Ooh, that was bad." I was like, and like this is in a whole different country too, but we already know she's not even over it, even in America. Like we've seen SmackDown, it is zero freaking reaction for Vega. Because I was like, that was bad. That was just crickets out there. So woof, definitely woof. Number 17, Raquel Rodriguez out there next. Obviously all the Judgment Day members are in the match with each other. So she ended up big booting Kiana James, so she was eliminated right after. All of them hugged each other. Uh, Number 18, Chelsea Green obviously got a big pop
Hey,
out there. People love Chelsea Green.
time out. I want to say something about Chelsea, but we were just talking about our real before we got into the review. And I know you saw the little clip went around that, oh, well, she can't beat Alexa Bliss, but she could beat Selena Vega. And everybody who I was listening to, and I was agreeing with everybody because I, I'm not really the biggest Selena, I mean, not Selena fan. I'm not the biggest Chelsea Green fan. I'm becoming a fan of her. Don't get me wrong. She winning me over day by day. You know, every time I see her. But you know, but I'm not gonna sit up here and say that she can't be Alexa. Like I'm sorry, Alexa is not Alexa that before she went away. You know what I'm saying? She don't have that same fanfare no more. You know what I'm saying? Like she get a pop. Don't get me wrong, but they won't get mad at Chelsea for beating Alexa. So I think if they really want her to get over, they wouldn't say some goofy shit like, "Oh well, that she could beat Selena, but she not on the level to beat Alexa." I'm like, wait a second, what we get at here? What's going on?
Yeah, I can understand what you mean there, because with Green, just looking at this, even like I said, I know she was over. Obviously, I didn't think she was gonna, win it.
No, no,
Um,
no.
at all because I know there was stories about that, an unreal thing about her winning, but I never saw that happening. Ellis, I know they had get saved by Alba Fire, who was obviously involved in the match because well, she tried to shake hands with the Judgment Day, but they tried to get rid of her, and that didn't work. So she found many ways to save herself within this match, but I knew she wasn't gonna win, and she had like the whole newspaper type of gear on. I'll admit that did look pretty cool, her newspaper gear. So
Yeah.
that definitely worked for her. Number 20 though, who was number 20? Number 20 was Io Sky, number 20. Obviously she shakes her head coming to through the crowd. So she got a pop. Um I will say this, at least this wasn't another of her and Rhea damn near filling up on each other, making an entrance again. I tell you, man, like every time I see them come out together, it's like, what is going on here again?
Oh, nah, they did all of that. You know that they little cold open where they shoot everybody coming in the building. They were hugging on each other. Then
I ain't see
that
that.
yeah, they were hugging. That's what they were doing, and they little cold open. So yeah, so they got it out the way in the beginning.
Yeah, because they do that so well, then they probably couldn't get away with it over here because of Saudi Arabia. So I don't think they were never gonna get away with that. But we see it so many times on TV. It's like, yo, what are we doing here again now? Like, it's like even I know a lot of people say, man, they must be fucking on the low.
Oh
So
man, oh my goodness.
I don't know. I don't know, but I hear that. I've had people tell me that before. But yeah, EO went after everybody. She got a big pop. Number 21, Asuka came to the ring then. She got a pretty good big pop. I know they had all of three EO, Julia, and Asuka in the ring. Some would say almost doing the Spider-Man pose out there until like Asuka tried to shake Julia's hand. And she kicked it away. So like all three of them start going at it then. Asuka what she did. I know she kicked Sky into Julia. I don't think Julia was eliminated yet. So they did that. 22 was Rhea, obviously a big pop. Julia ended up eliminating Zelina then right after off the apron, hitting her finisher with the knee strike. Ripley, she ended up obviously, Green tried to save herself several times, but Ripley ended up throwing Green to the outside of the ring then, and then she did a razor's edge on Shigo there and threw her on top of Chelsea Green and Alba Fire, so she was eliminated then. 23 was Bailey, tried to go immediately right after Sol
Hey,
Ruka. Go
my
ahead.
bad. But that razor edge looked scary. She didn't have her all the way up like that, man. Like she could have that could have looked ugly if those girls did not come up forward and catch her. Because oh my god, I was scared for Roxanne. But go ahead.
No, I ain't gonna lie. It was a little bit of a rough landing. Not gonna lie to you. It was a little bit rough towards the end, but I think she was okay though.
Yeah, I think so too.
I think she was okay. But yeah, 23 was Bailey. Like I said, tried to go after Sol Ruka. Obviously, she flipped out of it. She's obviously got into was able to get into the ring then, like hitting, I think she like hit Bailey to belly on somebody. So, like I said, she comes with the flurry. 24, NXT Women's Champion, JC Jane. JC, which I didn't know how many in NXT. I do. It was gonna be a few NXT people in there, but yeah, JC Jane. She came in. She started going after everybody. I think who did she eliminate? Because I know Liv Morgan ended up hitting like the Oblivion onto Natty, so she was gone after that. Um, I think 25 was Nikki Bella, who got a pretty big pop. She did get a big pop. Can't deny
Yeah.
that one.
I
So,
man, I was surprised at that pop too, Bryce. I was like, whoa, if people like Nikki Bella out here, oh, I guess, you know.
they do like her, so they definitely like her somehow, some way. They do like Nikki Bella. 26 was Bird Girl, Valkyria there. She hit the ring. She ended up knocking Julia off the apron, so Julia was gone then. Then like Bailey and Bird Girl celebrated with each other right after. 27 NXT Kalani Jordan came in immediately with a damn 450 splash hit to the top, or was it a corkscrew? A corkscrew moonsault, I think, on the JC Jane. So immediately, as soon as she hit the ring,
My goodness, my goodness, she came out. I wasn't expecting her to get a pop at all. She NXT, of course, they don't really know her like that. They did that to most of the NXT. I think the only people who really got a real a decent little pop was Sol Ruka. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
because
And
there were
they probably just seen her recently on Saturday Night Main Event last month. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't really like they ain't get enough pop. But as soon as she did that move, Bryce, they went crazy. They like, oh man, hold on, who is she?
because there were some NXT chants out there. They definitely had some NXT chants out there. I don't know why they had a "Thank You Cena" chant during this match. That was kind of random. So I understand where that was going on, but they had that.
That was
28
early in the match. I think that earlier in the match, remember we were both
after
saying
Vega
that.
came out, and then it was like, "Thank you, Cena." I'm like, who did a Cena move? I'm like, he's not even in this match. Like, I'm like, he's done. Like, okay, that was kind of out of nowhere. But 28 was Kyrie Sane. Charlotte is probably the longest person in this match at this point, going over 50 minutes. So she been there since number one. Io ended up trying to shove Kyrie. Well, I think they were trying to. Well, Asuka was stuck on the like rope, her leg, and she kept saying Kyrie. And then Io ended up knocking Kyrie into Asuka, eliminating Asuka in the match where she was pissed and obviously about to say Kyrie because that's their whole shtick now. And then Kyrie looked surprised, and then like Io ended up eliminating Kyrie. So both the Kabuki Warriors were gone in this match. Then 29, Brie Bella, which honestly, who got multiple yes chants out there because of who her husband is, Bryan Danielson, and even did the yes kicks out there on Raquel. Obviously, they cannot mention Bryan Danielson. Then again, I didn't know if they was even going to bring her really back to this company, given her husband works for AEW, and we got to see her on AEW. But gotta say, the Bellas definitely got big pops out there, both of them.
Yeah,
They did. So kind of crazy to see. And then number 30 was Tiffany Stratton returning. So Tiffany Tiffany was in the ring, and at this point, everybody's all in the ring. So all of the numbers are done, and we kind of were, I think it was like 14 women left in this match at this point. So after that, then obviously they had Tiffany and Charlotte have a stare down then, and we're gonna get to the person that we expected was gonna be in here once we get to the end of this. But next thing you know, we got like who's real left because like the Bellas and Bailey and Bird Girl are facing off with each other, which the Bellas end up eliminating both Bailey and Bird Girl then, so they're
I think
gone.
we got. I think um now I think we already got Tiffany Stratton at the end at Dirty. So
Yeah, that, we're done at this point. We're done with the
uh-huh.
now. We're just talking about the last 14 people in there. But yeah, the Bellas took out both Bailey and Bird Girl then, and then it was like a stare down with like the Bellas and Liv and Rox after that. They're going against each other then. I know the Bellas like no, not Rox. I say Raquel. Why did I say Rox for? But no, it was like Raquel at that point. Um,
That gonna be a tag team match probably at the chamber.
Apparently on that Unreal show that was supposed to happen at SummerSlam.
Oh, but they could have probably get a hold of Bree,
And
probably
Liv was
get it could
hurt.
have lock. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh, I forgot. Damn, I forgot. That's why that's why the babyface run is about to go ahead for Liv. I think Liv about to turn babyface soon. Real talk.
I'm gonna get to that at the end. I got a couple thoughts on that.
Oh my
But
bad.
no, we're gonna get to it. But Soul ended up hitting like the Soul Snatcher on the JC Jane then, and JC was gone after that. That move still looks cold. As Barrett had said, it's say the coolest move in wrestling right now.
Yeah, it is.
It's a crazy move, man, but it does look cool though. But yeah, JC was gone after. Lash ended up dumping both of the Bellas out of the ring. So they were really making Lash look really big right here, especially of the people who she was eliminating. Even eliminating Charlotte, which is a big deal. Big booting her off of the apron. So
Yeah,
Charlotte was almost in this match for almost an hour, but Lash ended up taking her out then. Lash even then taking out Io then.
yeah.
Obviously Io
Took
tried
out
to do like a
EO.
springboard, and for some reason Io tried to do like a figure four on the ropes, like on the apron, but Lash ended up like kicking her to the floor then. And so yeah, Io was going after her. Ripley was surprised and pissed off, so she started going after Lash right after that. Lash and Raquel, which they tried to get turns of who was gonna fight. Well, Raquel and Rhea tried to get turns who was gonna fight Lash then, trying to go after her. Lash, I know she ended up she dodged like the Tejada Chicago bomb right after, but Ripley ended up closing Lash, so Lash was out of there. But they definitely have, like you said earlier, they got a lot of high things for Lash right now. They look at
Yeah.
her as a big deal.
Yeah, and I looking at it like she at least had like at least like seven eliminations out of all of this, and I'm thinking to myself that's like some Kane level was eliminating, you
She's a
know,
big girl.
yeah, she a big girl. They look at her, they look at her as very high. And I heard that she been like quickly catching on to a lot of things. That's probably the reason why she got called up so quick. She quickly catching on. I could believe it because she really wasn't bossy out there. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Yeah, a
she
little
looked good.
slow, a little slow here and there, but. I'm expecting that because she's not really a veteran just yet. But I think it's that she gonna get there quickly. Yeah, I think WWE is doing a great job at pushing her.
We had this conversation before about Lash that's one thing Jade should have did was go through NXT first because I feel like this is everything they wish Jade was right
Jay's
now. I
was,
feel like
yeah,
because
yeah.
they should have sent her to NXT. So like Lash, they definitely look at her as a big deal right now. Right after Raquel ended up doing like the Tejada bomb onto Ripley on the apron, knocking her out at other
My
ring.
goodness, that was
That
a gnarly landing. Oh, oh my
edge
goodness,
of the ring, hardest part of the ring.
man. I don't think she was selling out there when she was on the ground. Like I'm like, yeah, that had to hurt. That had to hurt. My goodness.
That was brutal. That was definitely brutal. And then like the final, like, because even right after like Ripley got eliminated, Liv ended up eliminating Raquel over the top rope. So I'm gonna get to that in a second. So we're gonna get to that because obviously Raquel looked pretty pissed off then as Liv smiled. And then we were at the final three women then, which was Sol Ruka, Tiffany Stratton, and Liv Morgan. Obviously, Tiffany doing like the moonsault out there. Soul did like a double soul snatcher, which I felt like Liv had kind of had to run in it to make sure she got hit by the move. And then like they both were all skinning the cat at the end, on the apron and stuff. And Soul like she was gonna do like another like soul snatcher or something, but Tiffany ended up shoving her off of the turnbuckle and stuff, so she was out. And then Liv ended up hitting the Oblivion onto Stratton on like the like the ring, the turnbuckle and stuff, right by the ropes, onto the turnbuckle, eliminating her, and Liv Morgan won the Women's Royal Rumble. Which I will say this right now, given her winning, you had said something about she may be turning face. And yes, people love Liv Morgan. Yes, they do. I do feel like because right now you obviously have Raquel been going after the title right now, but obviously they are gonna probably show tensions now because I feel like not saying I'm gonna determine if it's going to be a triple threat match or something in Mania, but obviously it's going to be tensions between Liv and Raquel, and now Liv winning the Rumble, who's now going to go after Stephanie for the title, or whoever Liv's picked to go after the championship. But I feel like that's going to happen. Liv winning this was my second choice to win the Royal Rumble. This is my
Nah,
second choice.
see, nah, Bryce, I would have been soupy. I would have been homeless. I bet the whole farm on Bianca coming back.
Let's
So I would
let's
have been
talk about it.
homeless. Yeah, I would have been homeless. Yeah, I bet the
We
whole.
all thought Bianca was gonna return. And I was
Yeah,
kind of waiting. I was like, okay, maybe she coming number 23, number 27, or 30, number 30. So I guess Bianca's not ready yet. Cause I thought she was no, I was, in my opinion, I thought she was gonna return and win this whole thing. I felt like she needed to return and win this whole thing. And it did not happen. And I said, you know what? And I told my other friend this. If Bianca don't win, then Liv was the second choice for me.
yeah.
Liv was the
No,
second choice.
no doubt about it. See, here's the thing, and I feel like I felt like eh, Liv was the hottest thing coming out the women division out both off of both SmackDown and Raw. So it was like I wouldn't blame you for making that your second choice because I kind of figured it has to be somebody who hot right now, and Liv right now is hot, you know. It's probably like the hottest woman right now next to Rhea because she still get a big pop, no matter what the situation is. So you ain't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? You really didn't want to give it back to Rhea, to be honest with you. Even though that's a slam dunk, you know what I'm saying? You could really, that's a no brainer. You could do that anytime. You could always break in case of emergency Rhea bunny, but but you don't really want to do that right now. You really want to continue and putting somebody on her level, or her pop level. You know what I'm saying? People love Liv, and you want to continue that.
No, like I said, they love Liv, and like I said, ever since like Liv's been over, even ever since she came back, she's still over. So, like I said, I had a feeling she was gonna win if Bianca didn't come back. like I said, this was my second choice who was winning this whole thing. So like I'm not too surprised of the winner of this Rumble. So I was like, it was the right choice. Overall for the Rumble match itself with the women, I felt like a lot of the first half really dragged on until we kind of got later into it. And obviously once all the entries were done, that's when it got more interesting in. And stuff because like the only thing like I said we only got really one kind of surprise return was Brie Bella really that came back. And yes, we got a few NXT people that look good. And like looking at the end of this whole thing too, I knew Tiffany wasn't gonna win it. She just got back. Soul, obviously they look at Soul as a huge deal, but she wasn't about to win this.
Right, right. She's still in NXT. She's still getting groomed up. Of course, she gonna be there soon. No doubt about it. And I definitely understand she gonna be there soon.
Yeah,
All
cause
that, all the people that you seen in the Royal Rumble, I mean in that Royal Rumble for NXT, these are the next. These gonna be the next crop of people they gonna be building up to be coming up to the main roster
oh
probably soon enough later on this year.
yeah, I feel like they're gonna be up very soon. Like the people we just saw, they will be up very soon. But like I said, like I said, like Lash got a good showing out there. There was a few good things out there, but I was like halfway bored throughout a lot of this until it got to like number, I want to say maybe 20, 21, I thought, but it was one of those things where it was going. I was just kind of waiting for like something really important to happen. And yeah, like I said, you had a few spots here and there that were pretty good, but like I said, until it got towards the end, that's when it got better. But like a lot of the first half later on, I was like bored. I didn't care.
Yeah, yeah. And I ain't gonna lie to you. It was a lot. When I text you, I had in the beginning, I was like, man, they kind of weak at first, and then, but at the end, I was like, okay, it was a okay Rumble match. It wasn't really a banger or anything like that. I wouldn't say that, but it was an okay women Royal Rumble match. It really was. It's just it didn't get me. You know what I'm saying? It didn't really capture my attention like that. Of course, a couple of days I did like the evolution of Last Legend. They are building her up. I saw a couple of things. Soul Ruka was highlight reel. The Kofi Kingston of the because
Oh yeah.
Kofi always was the highlight reel, and Soul Ruka was just that person that everybody was just looking at like, oh my God, did you just see that? Even though I would like to say this though, I did like the ending, her ending. You know what I'm saying? Because who would decide to go for a soul snatcher outside the ring? Oh, that would be dumb and that was stupid. I think that would they could have did it another way without making her look that dumb. And I was gonna go for a snatcher right here, on the apron of the ring.
Yeah, because I'm like, where is that gonna connect unless you're trying to do it inside the ring while they're on the apron and you just like hit them while they're on the apron, they fall out then once you like land in the ring doing it. So I don't know how that would have been done.
But yeah, that's the only nitpick that I really had with that. But other than that, a couple of people, Kiana James, picking up Nia
Pretty good.
Jackson in the early part of the match. That was a good one. That was a good one, and it showed how strong she was. And they had people. A couple of people had they shine. I did like I said. I did like how early Jordan Grace was out the Royal Rumble. She was the number 8 elimination. Like wow.
Yeah, I didn't really expect her to be gone, especially since she's going after the title right now. I didn't think she'd be gone like that early. I'm like, oh, okay. I was a little bit surprised by that, but I'm like, okay, that's something. Um, yeah, anything else want to add like to it?
No, that's about it.
Yeah, like it is what it is with this Rumble. It was like I said, it was okay. Like it got better later on, but like I said, I feel like it did like drag a lot of throughout all of this. But Liv winning, I got no really problem with it because it was one of my picks anyway. So yeah, we are like I said, we are done with the Power Rangers. So I guess you could say it's not morphin time anymore. Go go Power Ranger. Sorry, I had to say that joke. Like it writes itself. But let's move on to the next match. Gunther versus AJ Styles. If AJ Styles loses, he has to retire. And going into this, it was a good match. I'll say that. Um, Obviously, I know AJ, he did make him tap before, but the ref didn't see it and he was gonna do it again. I know he focused on his leg a lot in this match. Obviously the fans were super over for AJ Styles. Gunther definitely was chopping the hell out of him throughout this match, especially until like later on too, because like this dude was like power bombing him. You know, Styles. I'm almost surprised he even got the Styles clash, especially how big he is. But he ended up in the Styles clash for a 2 count. I know he went for the forearm then, but you know Gunther got out of it, obviously kicking him down, and it was to the point where he was beating up AJ that the ref had to get involved and checking on him. Like Gunther was just beating this man, chopping him to death, but AJ was still able to like fight back. Then fans still was chanting, "Let's go, AJ." Obviously Gunther tried to keep trying to choke him out, but AJ kept trying to find a way out of it by going for his legs and stuff. Um, I know he tried to go for like another forearm, but like Gunther stopped him. And like I said, he kept trying to put him into the sleeper hold several times. And AJ just tried to get out of it, but Gunther kept hitting him with the elbows and rolling him and rolling him. And like AJ, which at least I could say right now, because he ended up he thought he was like I said he tried to get out of it, but the ref, which last time I checked, I thought the ref was supposed to hold your arm up 3 times until he could count it as a you can't continue anymore. But AJ Styles passed out. He did not. Hey, I'll say he's tougher than John Cena because at least he didn't tap out and he just passed out. I'll say that right out the bat. Hey, at least he didn't tap out. He passed out. Um, and stuff. And I don't know why the ref didn't hold his arm up 3 times, but he only did it once. So
Nah,
AJ,
they don't do that no more.
oh, they don't.
Nah, they do the MMA way.
Just one, and that's it.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, he was just passed out then after one, and obviously it stunned the fans in the crowd. And Gunther laughed. He's supposed to be the career killer now. And then like AJ, he took in the fan standing ovation. He looked around. He took off his gloves, but he said no. Basically, like I'm not done yet. And he put it up. Obviously, his symbol signature in the air. And like took soaked in the fans and stuff. So let me say this right here. Did I think AJ Styles was gonna win this match? Not really, in a way. I just didn't. And I noticed he had said Monday his WWE career. So I am calling this out right now. And since it has happened, since he lost right here, obviously I believe he will be on TNA. He is not his WWE career is
He kept
over.
on saying, hey, I like how you brought that up because you know how WWE love how they word things and they love to do that. Yeah, he did clearly keep on saying his WWE career is over with. And he didn't put those gloves down. He
Like I
put those
said,
gloves
he
and
ain't done.
he kept those gloves on. I thought he was done, but I like how the crowd reacted. The crowd was my goodness. They every shot they went to, it was real reaction. You could see their face like, no, 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 he not done. They
He
they
is
didn't
not
want to.
done.
They did not want to believe that.
Because there was
Man,
there was no way you were gonna have me believe AJ Styles was gonna retire in Saudi Arabia.
yeah, that's what I
That
was
was
thinking.
not going to happen. So I will, in my opinion, and I heard about you had the whole phenomenal AJ Styles trademark. I believe he will either be in TNA by next week. Some are saying AEW, I'm not so sure of, but
Nah,
I
nah,
believe
nah.
he will be back in TNA wrestling to continue right there, right now, and probably go for the TNA World Heavyweight title or something. Because right now with TNA, I'm not gonna go too much into that right now, but there's a lot of things TNA really needs right now. I'll talk about that another time, but they could really use him right now, like literally. But AJ Styles' WWE career is over. Okay, his wrestling career is not over, so he ain't done. He just done in this company.
Yeah, and I think that's what it is. I think that's what everybody in WWE wanted you to believe that his career was over, but he wants you to realize that that's not what he said. He meant his WWE career is over.
Yeah, so like his entire wrestling career is not done. It is not done. He is still going, folks. Okay, he is still going. Like I said, his WWE is over. So yeah, like 10 years ago he debuted at the Royal Rumble, and now 10 years later, I guess he is now done with WWE at the Royal Rumble. So, and then again, like I said, he ain't done. He put his gloves, so he ain't leave his boots in the ring. He's not done. As for Gunther's, how about the whole career killer thing? How about that?
It working for him. It working for him. For real. That this really put a cherry on top with it because they were super silent, and even as he was walking out, they were just looking at him like you son of a bitch. You that's how they were looking at him. Well, I'm like, oh yeah, this really did it. This put a stamp on it, and I do agree that it working for him.
Yeah, even though I felt like this was kind of rushed a bit fast, 'cause I'm sure a lot of people talking about like this is how you do an AJ Styles retirement run and stuff, which
But he did want a retirement run like John Cena
Cena
though.
and like we saw Nakamura in them last week and Punk on Monday, so you kind of knew it was already done for him in WWE once they just kept doing those matches right out of the
Right,
blue.
right. That's what I was thinking too.
Because
Like,
people been waiting on Punk versus AJ.
man, and we get it on a random Monday Night Raw. Wish it was a fantastic match. Don't get me wrong, that match was nice, you know. But you could have saw the writing on the wall with that match. You know what I'm saying? With no interference and went down clean as the whistle. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it was
Like,
DQ finish. Oh, we talking about this one that Monday.
yeah, you kind of saw the writing on the wall with these matches. Though, we were getting the matches that we wanted to see. You know,
Yeah, like we saw what we needed to see. You saw Nakamura, like I said, Wrestle Kingdom rematch because yeah, WWE did not do well with it a few years ago when they tried to do it. And listen, it's not going to be the best like we saw years ago before both of these guys went to WWE, but it was still really good for what we got at the same time. Too. Like I said, AJ didn't really want a like retirement run like that. I did think it was kind of weird to some extent, where it's like he has to be the one to defend the honor of John Cena. Like why are they going so hard about this? But like I said, it was going to end up in some career versus career match on the line. So, like I said, don't be surprised when you see AJ Styles in TNA by next week or two.
yeah, I won't be
So
surprised.
he ain't done. So I already kind of figured what was going to happen. But the match was what it was, though. It helps Gunther with his whole career killer thing. Right after that, though, we move on to the WWE title match on the line. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre. Um, Sammy was obviously going to be over here,
Of course.
especially in Saudi. Some say a little bit more people got bigger pops than him. I did not think he was going to win this match. I figured he would. My personal opinion. I actually thought he was going to be the one to win the Royal Rumble because it was in Saudi, and then he go on to WrestleMania. But given he won that Fatal 4-Way, which was kind of easy to tell, I did not think he was going to win the WWE title. Even looking at SmackDown, I knew he wasn't going to win here. This was a good match, and obviously that's the right outcome because one, come on, Drew just won the title here, so he was not going to lose it right on his first defense. I never saw that happening. This was a good match. Um, that power bomb, I gotta say, Drew did on Sammy on that table was definitely pretty nasty right there. That they
Oh
had to
my
check him.
goodness, that was another one. I must have flinched. Like you saw his head kind of like his neck hit the monitor, bro. Oh my goodness.
And the
I'm
fans
glad he
chanted, "This
got
is
up.
awesome." And they chanted, "This is awesome."
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I guess so. A man almost paralyzed and another man is awesome, I guess.
Yup, and Drew kept telling him to stay down and kept jawing at him several times. But Sammy fought back. He hit the Aluva kick, but Drew ended up beating him to the punch with the Claymore kick. Then when he tried to do another Aluva kick, and then he told Sammy to get up, and he did like his countdown thing, and he hit it with one more Claymore kick. And still retain the WWE Championship. So, like I said, the reaction what it was needed to be, but I just never saw Sammy. And they did kind of protect him with like the back injury, obviously at the end with the whole table spot and stuff. But Drew was gonna win this thing. I never saw Sammy winning. Even if it was in Saudi Arabia. I didn't think they was gonna pull the trigger. Some people felt like WWE just wanted to get it out of everybody's system. because it's like some say they're not gonna give this guy the Royal Rumble or be the main event of WrestleMania or something. I feel like he may still make it to WrestleMania somehow, whether it be the Elimination Chamber to go back after the title. Because I already played up to the story of Drew beating Sammy, make it 12 times now against Sami Zayn. He's beaten
Yeah,
him. So
yeah. He
yeah, 12
12 and
times
0.
now. So I don't know how Sammy maybe wins the Chamber. I'm not sure, but I did not think he was ever gonna win the WWE title right here. I didn't.
Yeah, I did it, and I think that's the reason why why he got such a like he got a good reaction. Don't get me wrong, like the people who listen to it, I'm not saying he didn't get a good reaction, but I thought he was gonna get a bigger pop. But I think the reason why he didn't get a bigger pop was they saw the writing on the wall. They like, well, we know he about to lose. They know if that's a bust about it. We not stupid. We know he about to lose. You know he about to because Drew just got the title not too long ago. So they didn't believe that Sammy was going to win that win that match, and so that's why they really didn't pop as hard for him.
Like he still got a big pop, but not a super pop.
No, no, I think that's the reason why though, because they saw the writing on the wall. They saw that he wasn't going to win that title.
If he had main evented this show, maybe he would have won. I would have thought that. But no, I never thought he was ever gonna win here. Like if he was in a Rumble, I may have would have thought that. But no, he wasn't gonna win. He just wasn't. So like I said, Drew just got it. So Drew retains, and obviously with the storyline with him and Cody still and Jacob, we'll get to that in a few minutes. But nah, Drew was gonna retain. So good match though. Definitely a good
Yeah,
match.
yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely a good match. I definitely agree with you.
Agreed. But now we move on to the main event of the Royal Rumble match now. This is the main event of the show. So who are we gonna start out with number one? The newest like the newest signee. I don't know what show he's on right now. Obafemi, they've been hyping him up for several weeks now with promo packages. So he is now number one. The people know who Obafemi is. They chanted Oba out there. So obviously they look at him as a big, well, they've been looking at him as a big deal right now for a while. And this guy has shot up to the top really fast in recent times. So he was number one to be the Royal Rumble. Number two was going to be Braun Breaker. Paul Heyman was with him, but somebody in all black attacked him and curb stomped him, which I'm sure we all think it was Seth Rollins right now, and threw him immediately back in the ring so Oba could clothesline him out of there. So Braun Breaker was gone and attacked, and he was pissed off after. So he was in there for like maybe 5 to 10 seconds till Oba got rid of him. Was it Seth? Maybe.
I think so. I really think so. The way he was moving, like, see, where when Austin Theory did it, or whoever it probably wasn't. I don't know who it was at the beginning. As a Survivor Series, at War Game, you know, that person didn't do self movement like right. So they wanted to make it seem like it could have been self, but nah, I knew automatically. And then when it happened again at that Monday Night Raw. Right before Austin Theory revealed himself, I'm looking like that's not self. It's like this right here, I could be wrong. Like I said, I could be wrong, but his movement looked like Seth Rollins to me. You get what I'm saying? Like, my goodness, his movement was just like too much like Seth to me. But yeah, it looked like Seth, bro.
I think it may have been Seth. I know Seth tried to get on like I don't know what show it was on. I don't know it was ESPN or something. I'm not gonna make it. I'm not gonna be there. I'm like, yeah, you're probably gonna be there. So yeah, I think that was him. And obviously this now messes up the division's plan because they were supposed to protect Braun Breaker to help him win it, but he was gone in 10 seconds. But after that, number three was Solo Sikoa. Him and Oba start going at it then. Number four was Rey Mysterio. I guess he's not injured and he was able to make the Royal Rumble, so good for him. Within the match, I know him and Solo, and I was like, he had a 619. I think on to Solo and Oba like in like a spine buster. Number five was Rusev, who immediately got in the ring, tried to go after Oba, got 619, and then clotheslined by Oba. So like another elimination. I laughed when I saw that happen. Cause did they say something about like the reason why we kept Rusev? What's the rumor they kept him off TV because they don't want him to get stale or something? Same with
Yeah.
Street Profits. Yeah, what was that?
Yeah, I didn't understand that at all either.
And we ain't seen
Yeah.
Rusev in a minute.
Yeah, that was my first time seeing Rusev in a long time, and I was like, wow, Yeah. Welcome back, guys. Get goodbye.
Yeah, hit the ring, 619 clothesline, you gone. So I'm like, I'm sure a lot of people are gonna be saying that, like, oh man, see, that
he
boy he did an AEW.
right. He left AEW for this.
So there you go. Like he was in and he was out. There you go. Solo tried to go for a spike on Oba, but Oba ended up slamming him. Then he was gone. So Solo's up out of here. Ray hit a 619 onto Oba, but Oba kind of basically no sold it, and Ray looked surprised. Ray tried like he was gonna go for the West Coast pop, but Oba ended up taking him out there. So I think we're like at four eliminations then. Number six was Matt Cardona, who was in the Rumble, didn't last long, and basically he tried to go for the Rough Rider and stuff. Oba caught him, hit him with the fall from grace. He's up out of here. So Oba with five eliminations right off the bat right here, making him look strong. Number seven, Damian Priest. And for some reason, I thought he was going to be one after he drew his number yesterday, but him and Oba basically start going back and forth at it then. Number eight was Javon Evans. Which at this point, you want to talk about Solo, not Solo, but Sol Ruka being like the new Kofi. This is the new Kofi right here for this match.
Yeah, oh man, my goodness. I like that bounce Itaguri he does
Just
all
like
the time.
Osprey.
Man, oh my goodness. He them two right there while they were going at each other, man, they do some smooth moves, man. They do some smooth moves. And that little bounce that he does that he's so like his like his song says, he is bouncy. He very ag- agile for agile and nimble, especially for a taller guy. You know, you really see tall, lengthy guys be as agile and nimble as he does. My goodness, bro. He is very he's very fast, very nimble for his size.
Nah, he's really good. So like we gonna see more Javon Evans obviously within this match, but he just starts jumping, like trying to do the cutter and stuff. But Priest and Oba end up stopping him then. Number nine from AAA, Mr. Iguana.
I don't like this guy.
I didn't care to see him, and
I'm sorry for even cutting you off,
please, no,
but
go ahead. Go ahead.
my
Please go ahead.
goodness. I just I just don't see the appeal. Like I guess I probably got to get into lucha wrestling, down there. I probably don't know because I don't watch luchadors wrestling down there in AAA or anything. But it's just I don't know, man. It just make everything seem so silly to me when he come around with this little puppet in his hand and stuff, man. Like, and oh my, I wanna choke cold sometimes. I just wanna go through the TV and choke him and tell him to shut up because him going along with this dumb stuff. It's like, oh. Yeah, I know they telling him to do it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, go along with his puppet thing. Like, my goodness, shut up, Cole, for real.
You
You
know,
know,
I'll say this about Cole, and I don't even think it's him. I don't think it's them telling him. I think this is just him sometimes because let's remember, like Vince may have been telling him. Even I can't understand to a point. Like I can see why Vince kept this dude in check half the time now, because some of the stuff he be saying on commentary. So yeah, some of that stuff he be saying is ridiculous, and be saying like, I see why Vince had him in check.
yeah, I swear, man, this they was just
And you saw,
I just couldn't get but yeah, back to the iguana, I just can't get it to the man. I just can't get it to that.
because some say it's like another Orange Cassidy.
Yeah, it's WWE version of Orange Cassidy, just silly stuff, just
It's Triple
silly.
A, and they had brought him a lot on WWE TV, a lot,
I know.
and Priest even like choking it, like choke slamming him and the iguana, and then they played dead, and then he just knocked him like to the side. Then, so I don't know what's going on AAA half the time. Shit. What I last time I heard they put Santos back down there. I heard they put the guns on there now, the Motor City Machine Guns.
Oh
That's
my goodness,
dude. The
man.
hell, they threw the Street Profits back on NXT. To what I heard, shit.
You lying.
I swear to God, man,
No.
I heard it was at NXT house show recently. That's why I heard they put the profits back at.
Just
Swear
to
to
get it
God.
This is getting ridiculous, man. We don't know what to do with you, so we just gonna throw you everywhere. Oh, the guns go, Motor City Machine Gun goes in AAA. Oh, Street Profit, we don't know what to do with you. Even though you're a good tag team and we need good tag teams on the main roster, go to NXT. Like what?
And I,
Why?
I'll say this: we barely even saw the guns on SmackDown, so I feel like they became not non-existent. Then again, the whole tag division on SmackDown is just basically like the Wyatts and
Non-existent.
Solo and them. I do not blame Tommaso Ciampa for leaving.
Yes. Hey, congratulations to Tommaso going over there at AEW. Go get that bag. You know what I'm saying? Like for real.
Collision,
So
Mark Briscoe.
wait, go get that bag and um but I don't blame you though. I really don't. I
I
don't
don't
blame
even
you.
blame. I don't blame him.
Right. And for him not to go to TNA over because he knows TNA just a it's just connected to the WWE right now.
Yeah, it's
So he
unfortunate.
would right. So he's like, man, I'm not going over there. I might as well just go over here. You know,
I
and
can't blame him.
yeah, I can't blame him either. He's just gonna have to get himself over though because even over there, it's gonna be hard to get yourself over there too because Tony get bored with you so quickly. So you gonna have to get yourself over and stay over.
I hope Shaggy, like what Shaggy told me, like let him cook over there. Like I hope you're right. I was like, I hope he's right
I
because
hope he's right.
I like Champa. I always felt like he should have got a bigger singles push when he got to the main roster than going back with DIY, and it got silly after a while. I'm like what like Shaggy told me, it was like a DX cosplay thing out there, not really
Yeah,
that good either.
because guess what? Because these niggas are not these niggas. Because I don't think Tommaso is a mark, but I can say I definitely do think Johnny is.
And
I
I
do
like
think hey, I do think Johnny is the mark. I'm sorry to say that, but I do think he a mark. Real talk.
I,
Like,
I I'll say this. I always looked at Champa higher than Gargano. I loved Champa back in Black and Gold NXT. Champa was that dude, like for real. So hopefully we get to see that same Champa in AEW because like it just wasn't happening on the main roster. So hopefully he does great over there. But yeah, that's crazy. What you like? That's even like Shaggy was telling me he wish Santos would have done that because I'm like, because we like heard what happened with Santos, and I'm like, he got moved back to AAA after all that. I'm like, okay.
right, right. After all of that, you go back to Triple A. I mean, you don't go back, but you go to Triple A. They send you down there. Yeah, it's
Maybe they
like,
had nothing for him on Raw and SmackDown.
man, what they mean? They need everything. They need. Do you not see how bad these shows are? My goodness, bro, I'm sorry. These shows are bad. SmackDown is bad. Raw is bad. NXT, I haven't watched NXT in a while.
Oh, did you hear the Pebble is gone now? She's done. She
Yeah, I
left.
know. I saw her little tweet. I read her tweet. Yeah,
Thank God.
hey, that's good. So we got a vacancy for
Yes.
the. But here's the thing, like even with her leaving, it's not. It's a talent. It's a talent they got right now. I was afraid it was going to happen once they brought people up. I was looking like it's going to leave a void. It's going
Well,
to leave a void.
I'll say this. Yeah, it is kind of leaving void. Hope we can get into better GM. Hopefully, I'd say bring Regal back, but I know that's not going to happen.
Yeah,
Bring someone with charisma because she was not good. I am sorry. Some say it could be the material that was given to her, but I'm sure everybody's going to look at the Pebble obviously as a Nepo hire due to her dad, which is The Rock, who basically damn near runs this place.
yeah,
So we already know about that. But moving on within this match, though, let's get back to that. Other than the Iguana, number 10 was Trick Williams. I will say I'm now a bigger fan of Trick Williams for eliminating the Iguana. Some people think I don't like Trick Williams like that. I like Trick Williams. I do. Like the TNA stuff, that was a little bit different, but Trick obviously is over. Hell, he's over here too. They chanted "whoop that Trick," so he got rid of the Iguana. Number 11, Cody Rhodes. They sang his theme song as the match kept going. So Cody was out there next. Number 11. Number 12, Grande Americano. To what I have been told, Grande Americano is that over in AAA apparently.
yeah. I heard that he was over there, man. That's so crazy. He meant to be the heel, but they over here cheering him. That's so
They
crazy.
they love him, I guess. So I don't know, but I guess so. but obviously used the metal plate in his head. And then number 13, we got El Grande Americano Original, which is obviously good to see Chad Gable back. So Americano Gable went against Kaiser Kano out there, and they, did like some suplexes and stuff. But I think, Gable Americano ended up taking out Kaiser Kano and eliminated him. And then Trick ended up eliminating the Gable Kano. He eliminated Gable, okay? And then Cody eliminated Trick right after. So, hey, Trick got eliminated by a top guy.
Right, right.
Tells you something. So yeah, good to see Gable back just for the short time, but we know it's him, but we're still doing the Americano thing. Number 14, direct from AEW. Powerhouse Hobbs, now known as Royce Keys.
Hey, can
Thoughts
I
on
say
this
something
first?
about
Yeah,
that?
go ahead. Your thoughts on that.
Oh my goodness! Like, hey, I was listening to Jim Cornette not too long ago, and Brian Last said he was going to get some with BS NXT name, and I was hoping he wasn't, but he did. He did. This is a BS NXT name, man. Come on, why Royce Keys? Who? What? What?
Dude, when I saw the graphic and it had just, I thought, okay, it's gonna be Powerhouse Hobbs, but like, nah, it's gonna be Royce Keys then. So like, yeah, they're going with that. I was like, I don't know about this name. What did you think about his showing within the match, though?
Well, they did him right. They weren't gonna push him all the way, but they let him shine. Did some power moves to people. I guess Damian Priest is a crash pad dummy for new people because you saw how every time people came to the ring, they went straight out to him, and then they love move on him every time. And I was just like, dang, everybody just whooping Damian Priest ass as soon as they come in the ring. It was like, man, but yeah, I say the showing wasn't too bad though, Bryce. It wasn't too bad. How you rate it?
It wasn't
They,
bad. It was
yeah.
good. He looked strong. He eliminated Priest. Had a little bit of stare down with Cody, but because they were both in AEW together. So hopefully it works out for him. He didn't have a showdown with Obafemi, and I think they kept them away from each other for a good reason, obviously. Which it's Shay would tell me it's like. We already got one dude you trying to push big. We bring in the next nigga right now. You try to like you take it somewhere else because hey man, it comes to black talent in WWE right now, it's a lot of thoughts on that. So it's like, one person getting over at a time. But I guess he may be on NXT. I don't know what Hobbs right now. Like I said, this is the Royal Rumble he's in. So will he be on NXT after this? I'm not sure, but like I said, we've been hearing about this. We knew he left AEW like a few weeks ago now. Apparently they offered him more money, but he didn't want it and he went to WWE. So we gonna see. Like I thought he had a good little showing out there, so he wasn't bad. So the name, no, not a big fan of the name. Royce
Yeah, I'm not
Keys,
either.
not really big fan of the name right now. 15 was Austin Theory. 16 was Bronson Reed. Obviously, got the division getting in there more and more. He started hitting like tsunamis on Javon Evans. Then I know they start trying to jump people because number 17 was Ilya Dragunov. He was in the ring after that. He started trying to go after everybody within the ring, in like that damn Moscow tour. I tell you, let me say this about Ilya Dragunov, and I say this to some people. Going against Ilya Dragunov is fighting for your life. It is like going
Yes.
against Chris Ben. You are going against like another
Oh
version of
my
Chris Benoit out there. I'm telling you
man.
that right now. This is basically like Chris Benoit. You are fighting for
Oh
your
my.
life against him.
I definitely agree. Oh my
And it
goodness.
could be a regular match, and it's like go back with that match with Sami a few weeks ago. This dude's bleeding all like I'm like, damn, how you bleeding this heavily in this regular match?
Right, no weapon was involved. You will swear up and down if you turned on that match late and you saw them bleeding, you'd be like, man, where's the weapons at? He was like, no, it wasn't no weapons. They just beating the hell out of each other.
Yeah,
I
this is
mean,
like
boy,
he's another version of Benoit.
man, I would say that his matches do look real, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. You wanna know what's bad about it though?
What?
He getting over, but it's slowly. It's like it's slowly. Like people cheer for him a little bit, but he don't really get the pop that I think those type of matches deserve. Because here's the thing. if you gonna beat the hell out of each other, make sure you beat the hell out of each other and be over with it, you know. But it seems like he kind of iffy. It ain't like I ain't saying he get the silent treatment like Selena Vega, but he also don't get the heavy pops out there.
That's true. It's like I like Dragunov, but yeah, it does kind of like how over really is this guy. I'm not. I don't know if he'll ever be towards the world title or anything. I'm not sure. It's like I like him, but I don't know how far he's gonna like go up there like that. It's just like when I see his matches, it's like fighting for your life out there really with him. So I don't know, but I get what you're saying. No, it's like how far can you really go with Dragunov other than just the U.S. title, really? So I don't know, but like I said, it's getting over, but like slowly but surely though. But we're gonna see what happens with that. Number 18, La Parka. I don't know if it's the one from WCW or LA Park or how many La Parkas it is. I don't think this is the chairman. I don't think this is the like I said, coming out with like the voiceovers and stuff from WCW. He barely got a reaction going to the ring, by the way, and he does his little dance. So I don't know what version of La Parka is this anymore. But I don't think it's the WCW version, the chairman one. And, the one had a voice that say, one for you and one for my homies.
Oh man, yeah, they got him. I got this little list in my hand, and they got him listed as a surprise. And I'm like, yeah, he was a surprise already. Nobody really gave a damn.
Dude, I thought Evil was going to be in this match as I keep hearing he's going to WWE from New Japan, but we didn't see him in it.
Right?
I would
Yeah,
have
I heard
thought
about
that,
that
but I don't know
too.
how many people would have known Evil here also. So I
Right,
I
sure.
don't know, but it's like yeah, nobody knew who La Parka was. 19 was Dragon Lee. He was out there next. No, he did like a damn DDT on the Reed. 20 was Logan Paul. He came out there then, and him and Hobbs were squaring off, which I think I don't know if it was Hops, so I guess they Keys now, but I think one of them said, "Who the hell are you?" And I think Logan Paul said, and then obviously like the division, they start jumping guys then, and Keys was looking strong right after going after them, but he ended up getting eliminated by all division members then, so they all threw him out. They then threw La Parka out after that, and then I think Dragon Lee got thrown out next, so they start jumping everybody. They start jumping Cody then. Number 21, the return of L.A. Knight. We haven't seen him in over a month or two now. The crowd popped big time for him. And at first, this was my prediction. I actually thought he was going to come back and win the Royal Rumble. I really did. But
Well,
obviously, I was wrong.
yeah, and Bryce, I don't know, man, because they don't look at him as highly as we thought they did. I guess the crowd, we the crowd, we high on him, we like him, but I don't think the people in the back really too much like him.
I'm sure you've seen that clip with Triple H, obviously,
Yeah, of course,
bringing
yeah.
him the riot act and stuff. So
He said, "Bring the right."
whether
Yeah,
you want to think that was real or not, I don't know. But we talked about LA Knight's booking before, and some people, oh, somebody already thinking like, maybe what we saw in Unreal, this was just a work the way to, LA Knight to finally get the big one. Obviously not.
right.
And he came out there, they popped. He took out the division members. He took out Reed. He took out Theory. Taking out Logan Paul, beating him up then. Number 22, Brock Lesnar got probably one of the biggest pops out of this entire show with Paul Heyman then. Obviously, he just starts suplexing everybody from Cody to LA Knight to Javon Evans, going after Dragunov then, F5 in both of them after that. Obviously, they had the big stare down with him and Oba then. 23 was The Miz, but The Miz, like, you know what? I'm gonna wait this out right now, so I'm gonna wait. Lesnar ended up taking out Dragunov then. He started German suplexing more people then. Even had another square off with Oba. Tell Oba, like, tell them to try. It's like every time, like, I mean, they write on commentary, though. Every time Brock comes back, he looks like he gets bigger and bigger.
Yeah, I don't know what he was doing with Oba, and he Oba missed the clothesline. He over here laughing. I'm like, what is this? What is this?
Brock is just straight up murdering folks. Like he does look bigger every time he comes back. So he was out there. 24 was Phoenix. like I said, we got a lot of luchadors in this match. But like I said, they like Lesnar ended up putting him down immediately, and then he had a German suplex on the Obadian and stuff. So he kind of got the better of him for the time being. Lesnar ended up eliminating Obafemi, then kind of helped the Logan Paul, then who skinned the cat, and Brock got him over there. So I did not think Oba was gonna win the Rumble like a lot of people were already saying. I think he was gonna have a great showing, but I think he was gonna win. But he got eliminated by Brock, so I know it's helped to Logan Paul, so he kind of still protect him in a way right there. But then even after Logan helped him, Lesnar ended up German suplexing him. Then 25, Jay Uso, who took forever to yeet
Ever.
and
Oh
yeet,
my goodness.
which as the
Oh,
time and time he kept yeeting at that point, Cody and LA Knight just end up double clotheslining Brock out of the ring like it was kind of nothing,
and they did.
honestly.
And they didn't, man, the people who was on the hard cam, they didn't even pay attention to that. They over here geeking with this nigga, and they didn't even see Brock Lesnar get thrown out the ring.
Like, didn't even pay much attention. Oh, Brock's gone. That's it. Oh, there you go. He's gone. Like, that's it. Nothing dramatic or special. Like, oh, he's gone. But we got to spend more and more time just yeeting and yeeting and yeeting. And, like, just like Survivor Series, just he yeeted so much. By the time, even he had to run it back as soon as he got in the ring, he did it so long. It was time for number 26 to come out. And that was Roman Reigns, who got a huge pop himself, too, with OTC chants. And then he was back in the ring with Jay. So, you know what? We gonna run it back again. And then like no, and Reigns ended up uppercutting him then right after that. Obviously we'll get into Reigns, obviously, if you heard the comments he said in the past few days now on Pat McAfee show. We'll kind of get towards that at the end. But Reigns, he starts going after everybody's Superman punches then. I think like spearing. I know he like Superman punch onto like Logan Paul and the Miz, and then he speared the Miz, and Miz was gone. He was eliminated. Him and Cody had a stare down there right after, so a little bit of a WrestleMania rematch. Number 27, Jacob Fatu. Cody immediately goes right after Jacob Fatu, hitting him with the dive. They start brawling onto the floor then, so they start just trying to kill each other after that. But Jacob got back in the ring, even had a stare down with Reigns for a second. But Cody and Jacob still kept going after that then. Reigns and Jay end up hitting the 1D onto Cody then. Number 28, Pentagon. Pentagon Jr. was out there right after. Cause I think there were like 8 or 9 people left at this point. Cody, well, he eliminated LA Knight. That got some boos, by the way.
Yeah.
Got his ass kicked and he was done. And I'm like, well, like I said, man, yeah, they do that. Look at, I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually thought LA Knight would have made it to the final 3 or 4, but nope, that didn't happen either. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's like even what Shaggy told me. I said like LA Knight would win, and he says, "I'll believe it when I see it."
Yeah.
It did not happen.
They're not happy.
Did not happen at all. So nope, not happening. Number 29, Randy Orton. Obviously, everybody starts singing his theme song for several minutes. Everybody's singing everybody's theme song now. He does the power slams, obviously, on like the Pentagon and the J and stuff, do the double DDT thing and all that. RKO's Logan Paul after he got turned around. Pentagon, he tried to do like that springboard thing, but he got RKO then right after. And then like number 30 was Gunther, who we saw earlier in the night. So he was in the match. He limped to the ring after, AJ worked on his leg several times earlier within the night, but he was out there. Evans tried to go for like the OG cutter because everybody's out there at this point, but John Evans tried to do his OG cutter. He had a good showing in the Rumble. He did last for a good minute before getting RKO'd by Orton and then eliminated. So he lasted a while out there.
Yeah, I was surprised that he did last that long. A lot of the guys that they pushing did last a long time out there. I was surprised though.
Trick wasn't even out there that long, I think. I don't even think he was. And they had like the damn stand and deliver rematch out there for a second with all three of them in the ring.
And they ring together, yeah.
They was all in the ring, but like I said, Trick wasn't even in there that long. But Evans, he had a good showing. Pentagon did like his handstand thing on the turnbuckle. And then Gunther just ended up pushing him to the floor then. So yeah, he's gone. Next thing you know, like Cody and Gunner were like gonna work, or we're kind of trying to work together and everything onto Gunther, but Cody ended up hitting the cutter onto Orton in because he got out of the way, and then Cody was skinning the cat then, but Drew McIntyre ended up coming in and then like hitting him with the Claymore kick. So Cody ended up getting eliminated by Drew. I did not want Cody to win 3 Royal Rumbles anyways, that I never saw gonna happen. So I just knew that wasn't gonna happen.
Well, he
Jake
gonna be still in the title picture because Drew is still messing with the man.
Yeah, so he's not going away from the title picture. And I know they had Jacob was staring at Drew then, but Roman immediately just threw Jacob over the top rope then. So Jacob was gone by Roman. So like I said, Jacob and Cody, they're still going after the WWE title. So that's still happening. And then like Jay tried to go after Roman, but Roman ended up throwing Jay out of the ring. So I was like, thank God. I did not want to see Jay back in this thing again. Um, I will say this. I don't know if I said this already. Where's his brother at? I know they're the tag team champions. Where's his brother?
I don't know what's going on. Yeah, I definitely don't know what's going on.
Because I feel like I just see him on Raw just randomly yeet every week. Or it's either that or like somebody may have said like maybe Naomi about to have a baby, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if he heard it if it's that. I don't know. But it's like, yeah, we don't even see Jimmy. It's like, yeah, that tells you the state of tag team division right now. So we got to the final four. Roman Reigns, Randy Orton, Gunther, and Logan Paul. Reigns ended up eliminating Logan Paul. Orton hit Reigns with an RKO, and then Gunther threw him out. And then it was the final two. Gunther kept trying to choke out Roman Reigns and put him in that sleeper hold several times. Roman kept trying to escape, but he ended up spearing Gunther and throwing him over the top rope. So Roman Reigns has won the Royal Rumble, making him a two-time Royal Rumble winner now. Um, mm,
Well,
thoughts. You go first.
who? I mean, not a bad choice. Everybody, been wanting him to get back inside the title picture or at least, touch one of the titles. Again, I'm not one of those guys, but there's been a lot of people saying it. You know, but not a bad choice. I would, I didn't pick him to do it, but it wasn't a bad choice that they did go with Roman. Um, Here's the thing, who he going after then? Who gonna have the title by the time WrestleMania happens? It's a lot of time from now to April. It ain't like how back in the day was. Back in the day, the champions was solid, and you knew who was gonna be champion by the time WrestleMania hit. But things can happen between now and WrestleMania that's gonna be in April. So what could happen? Is he going after the World Heavyweight Championship with CM Punk? You know what I'm saying? Is CM Punk going to still be the World Heavyweight Champion by the time WrestleMania happens? That's
True.
another thing.
That's true.
So, so here's the thing. So what we gonna do here? How we gonna play this game? You know.
Well, do you have any thoughts on his recent comments? If you heard that recently.
I mean, it's the truth. That goes for all the wrestling, though. You know, all the wrestling have this problem right now that they kind of relying on people with their mid thirties or up mid
40s.
thirties over. You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I think it ain't just a WWE thing. It's a TNA thing. It's an AEW thing. You know,
That was a New
and
Japan
TNA,
thing.
TNA better be lucky that Leon Slater became a star. Because he's the only young thing that y'all got that's got a high ceiling. So you better be lucky that he did get the where he get to the place that he at right now.
That's true. Because right now, and I'll talk about TNA another time. Because given what I see on the show right now, like yeah, they do need him. I know it's visa issues right now, but yeah, they need to be lucky they have him. Because a lot of people talking about like either nobody can't create stars right now, or we got to keep relying on guys because like or they don't trust the newer stars. I don't know. And there's people you could say you just don't know how far they're gonna go with them and stuff. That's one thing. So Roman Reigns winning. Like I said, we already had a discussion about Roman Reigns' booking before, and a lot of people have not liked that he's not been towards like the title picture back in the main event of things. Like I said, this guy didn't even have to show up on TV to tell himself he was in the Rumble. He said a video package and like I'll be at the Rumble, and he was in the Rumble, and he won the Rumble now. So I was like, this is probably the best choice you could pick out of all this in a way. Like I said, I already told you who my pick was, but I'm like, listen, it's Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns is over very huge in Saudi Arabia. They love Roman Reigns, obviously. He got the pyro and stuff. Make sure you point at that WrestleMania sign and everything and just get,
And that plain looking WrestleMania sign.
yeah, to Vegas again. Yeah, it's nothing special. I should say that. But hey, TK was spending money on that pyro budget. But uh, yeah, Roman, yeah, like I said, he won. Um, like I said, Mania. I did not want. Like I said, it's back in Vegas again. By the way, yeah. How many times can I say that? But listen, the live crowd ate it up. Like I said, it's not my first choice to win, but I'm sure a lot of people are happy that Roman Reigns won. But like I said, we already talked about it. Like we talked about him not being in the main event of picture of things, and now he is back in the main event of things towards the title again. So, yeah. So I don't know, man. Like the whole match, it wasn't bad. You got a few surprises here and there. I didn't think it was bad. It was good, but it was like I don't know, it was an up and down type of thing. So, like, yeah, your thoughts overall on this?
Man, well, just like the bill, it wasn't very good. That's all I gotta say. Just like the bill, it wasn't very good. I just I don't know what to say, Bryce. It wasn't an exciting rumble. The people that we thought that were gonna be there, they wasn't there. Did you see? Because I ended up watching that BS pre-show match pre-show show because I ain't, I thought it came on an hour earlier, but I saw a lot of Y2J signs out there in the crowd.
I never thought Jericho was gonna show up.
And I saw a lot of Y2J signs in the
I
crowd too,
I
bro.
must have wasn't looking good enough because a lot of people telling me I wasn't really looking in the crowd good enough at a lot of things throughout this show. Because yes, the crowd did fill up later on. I will say that it took a while to get there, but
But
they did.
not in the crowd, nah, not in like in the arena. I don't think they did it in the arena. I'm talking about like right the crowd, the crowd in the pre-show was the ones behind the panel. You know,
Oh, okay. I didn't watch the
yeah,
pre-show. I didn't watch it.
because remember I told you. Remember I texted you. I'm like, man, I watched this pre-show show because I accidentally turned to a daughter who came on at 12.
Yeah,
But but nah, but behind them it was a lot of Y2J signs. I mean,
really.
man, yeah,
I think
yeah.
he's
So
still on
I
the AEW roster page though.
Yeah, they don't think that. People don't think that. Everybody been keep on talking about the Royal Rumble for some unknown reason.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, a lot of people they thought Jericho was going to be on Raw several weeks ago or the Rumble, but I never thought he was ever going to be in this match. Honestly, I just didn't. Like maybe, but I never even crossed my mind about it. Like I figured Hobbs was going to be in there. I thought Evil was going to be in, but he wasn't. I didn't expect a lot of these AAA guys to be showing up on this show. They obviously did over pretty good out there. Especially kind of killing a lot of guys at the beginning, which a lot of them were kind of some of them were like I want to say all like no name or just like lower mid card guys, but they made Oba look strong. Brock just straight up murdered people. Um, the Cody Jacob Drew thing continues. Um, I like I said, like I said, you just go into this whole show. Like my overall thought about the Royal Rumble is this: there was this like one of the most coldest builds going into this show. Like with the winners and stuff, like I'm not too surprised by it. One of them, my predictions were right, was the women one, even though it's my second choice. Liv winning, like, okay, I'm fine with it because I basically predicted it. Roman winning, like I said, I took a chance on LA Knight, but hey, it didn't happen. So Roman was probably the next best obvious choice, and they went super crazy for it. Like to give the crowd the credit though, it was they were hyped throughout most of this entire show, and then enchanted a lot of things. Like, did you like the match overall? Like the main event itself though, other than us talking about Roman?
Um, like the women Royal Rumble match. It was kind of met to me because here's the thing. I just thought that it was gonna be a little bit better. They did some things right. Don't get me wrong. They did some things right. They built up Javon, let him stay in the Royal Rumble for a long time. Oma, looked strong in there. They did some things right, but just like the women Royal Rumble, it was just meh. It was just meh.
I feel like we got more returns and some debuts in the main event. No NXT people really debuted. I guess we threw out NXT people for the women's one and like one other return.
I mean, to be honest with you, there's no really hot guy in the in NXT right now.
Ricky,
Ricky isn't. Yeah, I mean, you could have. I would have. I would have. But other than him, it wouldn't. There's nobody else really hot there right now.
NXT in the reshuffle phase because they already had to move up top three of their top guys up now. So
Yeah. So
um,
yeah.
I'd already seen Joe Hendry in there before, so it is what it is, really. So I didn't really expect they're gonna keep throwing a lot of these AAA guys in there. But like I said, Hobbs had a pretty good showing out there, or I'm sorry, Royce Keys now they're calling him. So it is what it is. The WWE title match wasn't bad. Drew won, obviously. The AJ Gunther stuff, it was what it was. So AJ's not really retired from wrestling. He just retired, it looks like, from WWE because he kept his gear on, so he didn't leave his gear in the middle of the ring. But it's not much I can really say about this show, honestly. I didn't have a lot to say about going into it. Like, the Royal Rumble is always going to sell itself, okay? It's the Rumble match. But I just think there's just a lot of variables to it, from the lack of build to not really talking about it. I'm sure everybody's going to bring up Saudi Arabia in general because a lot of people did not really want to see it, or the Rumble in Saudi,
Well,
but
guess what? We
it
going to
happened. We're
Mania
going to
next year.
WrestleMania, and if you criticize it, then you're probably going to get called a racist. Then, so that may
Yeah.
be the case. But hey, money talks, folks. Money talks, and they have a
Yep.
lot of money. So, I don't know how many other, so say regular. I don't know how many people travel to come to this show. Okay, I told you about the green shirt dude, which this guy signing autographs. So now, don't know how, but like they wanted they're signing a fan's autograph. That's crazy. And maybe some people did travel. Like, hey, you got the money to travel. God bless you. All right. I don't know if like they may Wolfmania too. Don't know how many, but I don't know, man. Like just going into the Rumble this year was just it just wasn't as hyped as it was. But like with the people that went in it, I'm not too mad about the decisions, and it was kind of predictable. It's like even I haven't talked to Gerard in a while, but like Gerard told me earlier, he said once he saw Roman win, he was like predictable.
I mean, I mean, I didn't think that was predictable because at the same time, I'm thinking to myself like, I don't know who was going to win it because here's the thing: the build was so bad that it's like whoever you pick win the Royal Rumble. I don't care. You get what I'm saying? It was
It's
one of those type
anybody's
of things.
ball game. It was
Right?
anybody's ball game.
Right, there we go. Surprise me if you want to do it. If you want to do that, if you disappoint me if you want to do that. I don't care at this point because it was anybody ball game at this point. And I was like, hey, you want to give it to him? Give it to him. Yeah, another surprise like you did last year. Whatever. Give me another surprise. Give me Logan Paul. Nah, don't do that. Don't do that.
No, yeah, I already
WWE.
had a few people saying that. Dude, don't make me
Nah.
laugh.
Nah,
Right?
but at the same time, like it was at the point like, man, if you wanted to do a surprise like Oma, do that. I don't care. It was one of those situations. It was like do whatever you
Build a new
needed to
star.
do. Right. Because guess what? We were lucky stars at this point in time. Right there, WWE. I don't know if you notice that. We are lucky stars. You know.
And the ones we got, we barely see them on TV. Roman
There,
shows up every 3 to 4 months now.
there we go. At one star we need him to just disappear. for a little while. Go away, Cody, for a little while. For real.
I'm just saying,
Like
hey, man's coming out here looking like Bob Backlund with those suspenders.
he really needs to just go ahead and take a sabbatical. For real. Like he just nah, go ahead and just do that. Make yourself become fresher because how somebody gonna miss you if you don't go away? You
Yeah,
know.
because right
Eh,
now they got him with Jacob, and they doing that feud with them right now. And like I say, you already saw the promo from last week, which, like you said, Jacob killed it. Even though some motherfuckers online gonna say like some say he's culturally appropriating us, basically.
they People need to understand where they grew up at. It ain't like they don't grew up they didn't grow up around people around us. I know they did. Ain't no they can't you cannot act like that just by watching movies and TV shows. I'm sorry. They grew up around black people. I know they did. Ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
You
So I
from
give
you
them
from
a
the Bay
pass.
Area.
There we go. They from the Bay Area. Bay Area. Come on, man. That's Oakland. Man, come on, man.
Yeah, they get down like that.
I'm sorry. I cannot say they coach. They just a product of their environment. That's all I can got to say about that. They are a product of their environment. That's it.
Basically, 'cause I saw a lot of people he was getting backlash. Like I already got know he got backlash before. I think he was rapping. He said "nigga" and everybody got pissed off at that.
Hey, sir. You might, you might want to hold off on that. Nah, I will go. I will definitely agree with them if they had a backlash of him saying that. Yeah, hey, you know, you can do the I mean all that stuff, nigga. Yeah, but hold up on that word now.
Because a lot of folks say like it's like see there's niggas, then there's Samoan niggas, then it's like white niggas, Asian niggas, Hispanic niggas, just different version.
I
I don't
mean,
think that, but but
I
it
just
goes
feel
around a
like
lot all the way
I
sometimes.
feel like they just a product of their environment. Real talk, and I feel like the Usos and especially the Usos
Yeah, we seen
uh
that.
Jacob, I most definitely and Solo. I kind of iffy on Roman because he from Pensacola, Florida. I don't know how many black people over there. you know.
Like rest of them, they from Cali. They in the California area.
Area, right? They from the Bay Area, so I kind of figured that, but Roman a little bit. And Roman don't really cultural. Yeah, he more of a he just got a swagger to him. He's not really culture vulture anything.
Nah, like he's Samoan, but nah, he ain't biting on nobody's style or nothing like that. So,
Nah.
like I say, it is what it is. But overall thoughts on? Yeah, I know you probably said, but just overall before we go.
Oh man, not a super bad Royal Rumble, but just not a good, super good Royal Rumble. It's not one of the best at all. Not a, they you are going to forget about this Royal Rumble. This Royal Rumble gonna be a footnote. It's gonna be a trivia question. Who won the 2026 Royal Rumble? It's gonna be one of those trivia questions because everybody gonna really like they not gonna really remember this too much. Who was the last four people in the 2026 Royal Rumble? It's gonna be a trivia question. Because everybody gonna really forget.
This was in one of these rumbles where it's like I'm in the mid of things, and I'll just say this before we go. Like it was not bad. I know some people that were not gonna watch it because either they just stopped watching it or they just were not looking forward to this, or it's like, hey, I'm not really about to watch the Blood Money Rumble, so a lot of people weren't gonna watch it anyways. I'm iffy on it. It's like it's one of those. It happened. Like it wasn't too bad, but it's like it's one of those things. Like you're not really gonna care much after this, so it was just like okay to good. Like I'm not gonna sit and say it sucked all the way. what would we say, like five, maybe a 6 out of 10 for our overall show, but it's just the lack of build and just like I said, it's a lot of variables around this where it just felt kind of I don't know. It's hell. It feels weird watching a Royal Rumble in the middle of the afternoon, anyways.
Yeah, it did feel wrong. I mean, not, it feel weird.
So I don't know, and I'm sure everybody will even talk about the women and everybody looks like a Power Ranger and even at the Rumble itself, I already talked about I thought about the match itself, but it's just a lot of things about it. So it's like one of those things where it's like I'm in an up and down thing, but I'm not really mad who won. It's like I kind of expected who won the win in a way. Did I
Yeah,
think some people were gonna come back? Yeah, and it didn't happen. So it's like one of those like it just felt kind of I don't know. It just felt kind of odd going into this time, just for a lot of reasons. So it is what it is in a way, but it happened. So
yeah.
yeah. But other than that, though, we are done with this the Royal Rumble, folks. So yeah, man, Royal Rumble, we're done here. We got the winners. Obviously, the road to WrestleMania begins now. Point at the sign. Pyro, pyro. I play Busta Rhymes right now, but we cannot play that for obvious reasons. But you already know how the song and the dance goes. Okay, so definitely getting that money, all right.
Yeah, most
Give me
definitely.
that money. Everybody plays that meme now. So yeah, other than that though, yeah, we're done here. Probably will be back for Elimination Chamber. I would like to go Elimination Chamber, but I'm not so sure yet. That'll be at the United Center in Chicago. So we'll see what happens with that. We'll see what
Yeah,
happens if
yeah.
one of us go. I don't know, but we'll see. Tickets are too high nowadays. But yeah, we out here. Comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at HoodandKnight890. Hit that like button. Hit that notification bell. Anything to plug before you get up out of here.
Well, no, just follow me at StraightFace40 on Twitter, and that's about it.
All right then. So yeah, we done. We're out. See y'all then. Peace out.